What is something unique about how you work with clients?
I hope what people find unique is that I really, truly do meet people where they are. I really do meet people where they are and let them have the time to unpack as much as they need to what brought them to this spot they're in right now, but find that nice balance of how we have learned enough from what got us here today, and then make that transition to what it is we want to have happen differently. So sometimes I call it conversational time zones, thinking of, we have the past, we have the present, we have the future. And oftentimes people want to stay in the past longer and tell you all about everything that they've experienced their whole life. And the coaching session comes to a close and we've barely even stepped foot into the present or the future. So I think what is unique is that my listening ability and the way I've conditioned my listening to be able to grasp how much we need to gain from the past of what brought us here today, but then make that elegant turn to the future first. What would be different? If you could do it differently, what would it be looking like? If you could have that, let's pretend you had that conversation with this person. What would be different than your experience today? Then backtrack to the present. So people always find that to be a useful way to think of it, is to track their conversational time in terms of how much talk space, airspace are we giving the past, the present, and the future, and how we could be more diligent in moving around those time zones in order to keep us moving forward.
That's such a unique way to think about it and address it and measure it. I've never heard that before, and I just love it. I want to start to be mindful about where I'm sitting and how I'm communicating. And
Yeah, there's a statistic. It's an old statistic, and I don't know how grounded it is in any real research. But an author said, this was years ago, that we probably spend about 75 to 80% of our conversational time talking about things that already happened. And that's not bad, because we
right.
have memories and we like to tell people about what we did today and that kind of thing. But then when you think about how little time is left, especially for creating possibility,
Mm-hmm.
like, what do we want our relationship to be? How do we want this, this project to work? What do we need from each other? How could we make our partnership even better?
Right.
We don't take any time for that. So the past, that's why I say it's got to be a very diligent listening to
Mm-hmm.
know when we've learned enough from the past to move forward, so the past doesn't hijack all of our conversational time, unless we want it. Unless I say to you, all I want today, Shannon, is for you to hear about my past story. And if that's
Right.
our agreement, that's very different.
Yeah.
But I think when we do it unconsciously, it's not helpful, and we oftentimes walk away feeling unfulfilled in
Mm-hmm.
conversations.
Yeah, definitely.